Hello and welcome. I'm Ethan with TheEreader. This is season 1, episode 48 of the E-Reader podcast. Today I will be reviewing Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, a little late coming. Yeah, this past week was really busy. A lot of work, a lot of schoolwork. So didn't have that much time to read, but finally got it done after I don't know, like 10 days, 10 days, 10 days of this book already being out. Because today is May 15th, and the book came out the 4th or the 5th or something. So yeah, it's been a good 10 days. But yeah, it was totally worth, like, taking it slow. Because this was a fantastic book. I'll go spoiler free and then spoilers. So if you haven't read the book, you'll get my thoughts, and if you have, then you'll get my spoiler thoughts and certain scenes that I loved and ones I didn't, and characters I liked or didn't, and things like that. So, um, spoiler free. If you don't know what this book is about, well, first of all, it's by the same author as The Martian. You probably know what The Martian is, even if you don't know that many books. It's a really popular movie, starring Matt Damon. So you probably know what The Martian is. But the author, fantastic author, love the author, and that's that's like pretty much all. But so that's the author is really popular. Came out with this book the May 4th or something, and the book is about well, I'll read the synopsis here. It says Rylan Grace is the sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and Earth itself will perish. Except that right now he doesn't know. He doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. So that's like the start of the synopsis. But that is essentially what the whole book is about. And I don't want to say a lot much more about the book because that's the fun of it. You have no idea what the mission is. You have no idea the past of the main character. You have no idea how he got into this mission. And I don't want to say anything else because I watched other reviews, and people tell you straight out the backstory. And just don't watch other reviews. Um, because I just it's really cool, uh, like getting to know alongside the main character because he lost his memory. So you're learning his backstory with him. So it's a really cool way it's done, and it's brought along by flashbacks, which are, if you don't like flashbacks, I encourage you to try this book out. They are just weaved into the story like so well, and you want more flashbacks, but at the same time you want more of the present day, like him on the mission. So it's like you want both at the same time, which is really good writing by Andy Weir. And that's like I don't really have that much spoiler-free thoughts. I just had another fantastic Andy Weir book. This is his third book out, and he's impressed me on every single one. Personally, this is my favorite. This is the best of the three. Personally, I think it's better than The Martian. I think it's better than Artemis. I think it's the best one. So much mystery in it, so much suspense. It's just so good. And then I think it's the longest one. This one is around 475 pages, so around 500 pages. But it sure goes really fast. Like it is such like I took it slow. I'd been in a day. That's how good it is. It doesn't get boring at any parts, which is amazing. So that's my spoiler for your thoughts. Go check out the book, if go read it, and then after you read it, come back, I guess, and listen to what my favorite scenes are and things like that. So if you have not read the book, please leave. You don't want to get spoiled. So please leave now. Okay, now I'm gonna be getting into my spoiler thoughts of Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. So I have a few notes written down here, or not few. It's actually pretty good amount. But I'll just go through these and then maybe think of scenes that I liked or something like that. So my first point is main character is stupid. And I don't know if other people agree on this one, but I think the main character, like Rylan Grace, he's a really good character. And I love his backstory as a teacher, and it's just he seems like a really fun guy, and he's like the opposite of the main character in The Martian, where Martian swears like every single sentence, but this guy he says like swears like a 5-year-old would say, like "oh poo" or something like that. Um, yeah, so this guy's is like really funny, but he's also kind of dumb, which is, I mean, is kind of explained at the end where Strat, like, where he gets his memory back, where Strat like kind of forces him to go on the mission. So I guess he's not like I can't really explain it. He's just like certain things he's like, "Oh, I should have thought of that," or "Oh, that was stupid of me." But it happens like many, many times, which, I mean, it's not a terrible thing. Like, I'm stupid. But it's just kind of annoying because he's on a mission. He's an astronaut. I mean, yes, everyone makes mistakes, but I mean, shouldn't you be trained for this? And he's just like, he was just blaming it on painkillers or something. But you should be trained to get through that. But I might not know the science behind that stuff. Oh, that's another point I want to make. Science was not actually that bad. I thought it was going to be really bad, but it wasn't actually as bad as I thought. People were saying like the first half was like really hard, but I didn't think it was that bad. I understood most of it, I guess. I'm not saying I understood 100%, but it was like I understood the simple stuff. But yeah, next point I wrote down was mystery. There's a there's a few mysteries that were pretty easy to uncover. Like he would end at a pause and he'd be like, "Oh, I know what to do," and most of the times I kind of knew what he was gonna do. It wasn't that like hard, but that's just my thoughts. Next is Alien done really well. Okay, so Rocky. I love Rocky. He is such a good, such a lovable, like, just character. Like, you feel so bad when he almost died around the halfway point, and I was like, no, is this gonna be like another Dobby situation in if you don't know, in the last book of Harry Potter, Dobby dies, and he's like, Dobby was like a Rocky kind of. Like, they're kind of similar in a way. Like, they're really nice and lovable, lovable and stuff. But I thought the alien in this book was done very, very well. Sometimes aliens might not be done well. They might look like a green, what we all imagine an alien look like, a green figure, human figure. But this was done very well because it doesn't look like a human. It looked completely different than what a normal, like I would have thought an alien would look like, and I love that. The main character thought of the Rocky as a spider-shaped figure, and that is very interesting because if you don't know, there's a theory called the panspermia theory, where all life came from like an asteroid that had bacteria on it and went from different planets and stuff. Anyway, it had bacteria, and that means like all the planets in the universe have pretty much the same life on it. And I love that, like, it's so like Rocky is really similar to human life, and that is just so real that I just think Andy Weir does his research, and that is really good for like a true sci-fi author. Like, I don't expect people to do the research on, like, if they're an author and they don't do the research on like like a sci-fi, like, I want to read The Expanse. I don't think that's real sci-fi. I don't think so. But this Andy Weir writes true sci-fi. He does his research to the fullest extent, and Project Hail Mary is not an exception. Alien done really, really well. It was just perfect. That's um my next point was can't read my writing. Oh, I like the flashback scenes. I think I already said that. Next is, oh, Rocky almost died. Yeah, I already talked about that too. My last point is Strat sucks. She does. She literally makes Rylan go on a suicide mission. Like, she literally goes up to Rylan and says like, "Hey, yeah, could you go kill yourself?" Like, who in their right mind would do that? Yes, I know they're gonna save Earth. Yeah, blah 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 blah. I know he should have volunteered, stuff like that. But he has a family. Like, you can't just go up to someone and say like, "Oh yeah, go kill yourself and forget about your family. You're never gonna see your family again. Yeah, you're never gonna see your friends again. Yeah, just forget about all those people. Just go save Earth." That is the hardest thing in the world to do. I've never done it, but I can imagine what it'd be like. Okay, so I'm not gonna continue on this subject because I'm just gonna get really mad at Strat because I hate her so much. Like you can't like I know I'm not gonna talk about this anymore. Like you can't do that. You can't just they have to volunteer. She should have got the next person. I know Rylan should have volunteered. Blah 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 blah. Don't care. He wanted to stay with his students, and that is still a really good thing of him to do. But I want to talk about a bit of the start and end. I really like how the author Andy Weir gave Rylan a teacher background that really came in handy, and I love the scene, the first like the only scene where he's in class. He just seems like a teacher that you really want, and I would love to have a teacher like him. That'd be so awesome. But the end, how Andy Weir brings it full circle, where well actually no, before that I'll talk about. I thought kind of it was really dumb that I know I talked about how much I love Rocky, but kind of dumb that Rylan went back to save Rocky because I just thought Rocky was a smart person or some smart creature, a smart alien, and he could have saved himself, but apparently not. And and Rylan like thought the same thing, so or thought that he couldn't, so Rylan went back, and obviously Rocky was in a mess, which I don't think is really like real, like what we saw the whole book. He was he was a really good he was really smart is what I'm trying to say. And I think he could have solved it on his own without Rylan coming. But I guess the author had to give a reason for Rylan not to go back to Earth and yeah. But I really love how Rylan goes to Arid, the planet where Rocky comes from, and he gets his own bubble like Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, and he just lives there. And the last like paragraph, he's teaching the kids. Like that brings it full circle. He's like at his organ, and he's like, I think the organ, he's talking. I think that's what it is. He's talking to the students, with the keys, like with the notes. But that is I love the ending. The ending was amazing. I thought I had 10 pages left and like nothing really had resolved, and I was really worried there was going to be some unresolved things. There kind of still was unresolved things. Not really. There wasn't actually that many. But I could go on rambling forever cuz this book was fantastic. I loved it so much. Uh, yeah, I just really want to reread it. I don't know why. Just it was so good. But yeah, so thanks for listening. This has been my review of Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Uh, I thanks for listening. See you next time.